Hello and welcome to today's Pilates class. I am Amy, your Pilates teacher for today's session. And today's class, we're really going to focus on stretch and a sense of power as well. So hopefully when we finish, we'll be feeling like we've really stretched out all our muscles, but also we'll be feeling so strong and so connected to our bodies as well. That's the plan anyway. So making our way up onto those knees to start with, if that feels okay. Sometimes if you've got a bit of a thin mat, it can help to just kind of roll it over a little bit or get a little bit of extra cushioning underneath those knees if we need to. We're going to squeeze the heels together and tuck the toes under. So we're trying to come up kind of nice and tall here, so we're not slumped into it. We're finding that lovely tall spine, squeezing the heels, knees are slightly separated. And we've got those toes just tucked over as long as that's comfortable for you. We're going to bring the hands behind the head, pressing the head into those palms. And then we're gently rounding over here. See how that feels? And then we're going to open back up again. So taking this nice and slowly, seeing how we find it. Exhale as we open up, maybe even a little gaze up towards the ceiling. Just seeing how that spine feels. Oh, lovely. Okay, we keep going here. Remember to breathe. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Really strong. We've got just 3 and 2, finding that sense of balance, and final 1. Coming all the way up, elbows are wide. We're taking a little side bend over to the left, exhale back up again. Okay, over to one side, exhale back. Inhale, bending over. Exhale back, really nice. Just finding that side stretch. We've only got just 3 and 2 and 1. All the way back. Really nice. So from here, we are just going to bring ourselves down. So let's bring that left palm down. Palm is underneath that shoulder. We've got that left knee down and we're reaching that right leg all of the way down the mat. And we're finding that we're all on one lovely long plane if we can. So hand, knee, and our foot gently pressing the hips forward. It's really tempting to kind of hang back here, but if we can, we're going to try and find that lovely reach forwards. Top arm out comes up, and we're going to go all of the way around. See how this one feels. A lovely rotation for that shoulder. Maybe we can even follow the journey of that hand as it comes round, if we can stay nice and balanced. Exhale to complete that circle. Careful those hips, don't try and creep back. We're looking so strong, well done. Try not to lock that elbow out. We have only 3 and 2. Final 1. We're going to send that arm up. That palm, fingers reaching towards the ceiling. Now we're staying here and let's see how we feel about just picking up those right toes. They don't have to come up very high. You can keep this a super small lift. This is really tough. So if it feels too much, you can even just hold this position here, okay? But if we can, we're gonna try and find that lift. Fingers reaching, really strong. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Ooh, it's a strong one. And we've got just 3 and 2 and 1. Amazing. Coming down, just bringing those toes so they're forward facing, pressing ourselves all the way up. And we're going to reach towards those right toes. And then we open up and make our way back down again. A lovely big stretch, that right arm reaching up and over that ear. And we just send ourselves back up and reach towards those toes. We're going to go nice and slowly, seeing how it feels, finding that stretch. Beautiful. And we've got just 2 more, that's all. Reaching all of the way up, coming down for one final time. Lovely big stretch, reach, reach, reach with that top arm. And we're going to float all the way up. Bring both arms up, releasing those toes behind us down. And we're diving over. We're coming all of the way down. We can send those hips back now. Palms are finding the mat or the floor. Those toes are forward facing. Let's see how we feel about gently rocking back. Whoa, if it feels really strong, you can bring the knee in and we can be doing our movement here. Okay, so that's where we are if there's any pain, if it's not feeling good. If it feels quite nice and we're really enjoying that stretch, we're going to make this dynamic movement where we just come forwards and we come back and we breathe. Beautiful. Last 3 and 2. Final 1. Well done, you did it. Final reach, lovely big stretch, and then we're going to make our way into a modified plank position. So we've got the hands underneath those shoulders. We're going to just squeeze those heels together. We're feeling a lift in and up through the abdominals, and we're just taking a little lower and we lift back up again. You can keep these really small if you need to. They don't have to be huge movements. We can just keep them nice and gentle. And you can even make your way back onto all fours, and we can be here if that feels a little bit better for you. Just make sure we're drawing in and up through the center, whichever version we're doing, and those elbows are coming back, trying to find the sides of our t-shirt, the seams in our t-shirt. We have just 3 and 2 and final 1. Gently sending ourselves into a gorgeous shelf stretch. Reach the hands forward. We're going to lower all of the way down now onto our tummies. So we're going to bring the palms down, one on top of the other, just stacked here. We're going to bring the forehead onto the palms, and then all we're doing here, feet are staying down and they're not too far apart, just keeping them on the mat, really finding that we're pulling in and up through our abdominals, and we're just going to take a little lift of the head up, looking down, and we float the head back down again. It's a really small movement. We're getting that little back extension work in, seeing how this feels. Inhale up, exhale, we lower back down, contracting through the center. Okay, so you can stay here if this feels enough for you, or maybe let's see how we feel about super gluing those palms to our forehead. So we're going to bring everything up this time, okay? See how this one feels. Remember, we're drawing in and up through the abdominals at the same time to protect that lower spine. So up and down. Lift and lower. If that's too much, you're sticking with version 1. Palms stay down. See which feels best for you. You can keep this really small. It's not a huge movement. Feet stay down. We've only got 3. That's all we're doing. Whichever one you're choosing, you can choose either. Final 1. And we lower. We're going to bring those hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, come all of the way back. Maybe even the knees are a little bit wider for this shell stretch. See how we feel. Perhaps even a wiggle. Lovely. Lots of glorious stretching, and we're going to make our way back on to all fours. No, we're not. We're coming back into a kneeling position, and we're going to make our way back into that side kick kneeling position we came into before to come into those lovely circles the other side. So let's just bring that right palm down. We've got the knee down. We're going to extend the left leg out to the side. Let's just check we're all on one nice long level plane here. Okay. We're reaching forwards, try and press those hips forward. They want to kind of hang out really far back. Let's see if we can just find that lovely positioning. Top arm is coming all the way around. Really nice. This is the circle your shoulder didn't even know it needed before right now. Beautiful. Inhale. And we exhale. Maybe we're even following that hand as it makes its way all the way around. So strong. We keep going here, and we've only got 3 and 2 and final one. That lovely big reach up and over. Send that left palm up towards the ceiling. Fingers try and find the ceiling. Okay, let's see how we feel about this leg lift, okay? It can feel quite intense. So if we're not feeling it, you can always just stay here and just keep reaching that arm, pressing the hips forward. But maybe we're finding it okay to just a little lift and we lower. You don't need to come up very high. You can keep it small and tap back down again if we need to. Really nice. The bigger lift comes with time. Pilates is a practice. Lovely job. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Careful those hips don't start to creep back. We've only got 4 and 3. Final 2 and 1. And let's just dip ourselves up and over, reach towards those toes. Lengthen the arms, floating down. Top arm finds that ear, and we come back up. Exhale out through the mouth. Oh, really nice little twist. And we reach. Beautiful work. Make sure we're not holding on to that breath. Just keep it flowing. And we've got just one more. We reach. We're going to come all of the way. Final time. Arms come wide. Arms come up. Palms are facing forward. And as we start to send those hips back, we're diving over. We're coming all of the way down. If you're not happy keeping that left leg out to the side, you have options. You're going to draw it in. And we're going to do our stretch here, moving forwards and backwards. But remember, if we're feeling okay, perhaps we can leave the leg there and really find that stretch. Oh, it can feel so different on one side compared to the other. Exhale out through the mouth. Oh, so strong. Nice work. Only for 3 and 2 and 1. Amazing. Okay, drawing those knees in. We're finding our way back onto our mat, and we're going to take ourselves into our plank position. This might not feel right for everyone, so there's also going to be options for this. Hands are underneath the shoulders, making sure we're going to start in the modified position, and let's see if we want to stay here. So we can stay here with the hands under the shoulders, finding this lovely position with the heels squeezed together. And we're really pulling in and up through those abdominals. You can hold it here. Or maybe we're going to bring ourselves up, knees are up off the mat. And we're just imagining something heavy is on our spine and we're pulling in and up. Maybe even a little tip forwards and backwards, getting into those ankles. Oh, really strong. If this is too much for the wrists, you can hold a modified position here, being on the forearms. This is also super, super hard work, but we're giving those wrists a bit of a break. Whichever one we're doing, we've only got just 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we lower back down. Let's find one final stretch. Lots of lovely stretching, lots of lovely, powerful movement. And now we're making our way into one more lovely stretch, this time one for the spine. So we're going to bring the legs to about the width of the mat here. And if you need a bit of a lift through the knees, you can also be here. Okay, so trying to sit up nice and tall, those shoulders are relaxed, and we're going to flex those toes. So those toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. We're going to look just towards the end of our mat, our gaze just here. We're going to reach the hands forward, and let's just start to round. Imagine we're rounding up and over like a really big ball or something. I find that kind of visualization works quite well. We're rounding forward. The waist is drawing back as we move forwards with the crown of the head. So this can be quite a small movement. You don't need to go too crazy with this one. We're just lengthening that spine out. Careful, we're not just throwing the shoulders forward. We're just rounding up and over, looking towards the end of the mat. And then we allow ourselves to come all of the way back to that lovely straight spine. Okay, let's give it another try. Just rounding up and over, that hoovering in and up sensation forwards with the crown of the head stretching. And when we're ready, gently coming back up. Glorious, so nice. Let's bring ourselves all of the way down now, lowering down nice and gently. We're going to let's bring that right foot over the top of the left knee. And you can either bring that heel in a little bit closer towards you, perhaps we find the stretch there, or maybe we're going to pick that thigh up and we're just going to gently draw that knee in towards the chest, whichever one feels better for you. Slowing down with the breath. Really strong, well done. Lengthening that out breath, emptying those lungs. And when we're ready, we're going to swap it over, finding the other knee. Maybe it's that heel that comes in, or maybe we're picking up that thigh. Maybe even anchoring that elbow against the knee. Oh, really nice. Finding a glorious stretch. So many beautiful stretches you've done during the course of this session, so well done. And we're going to unhook that foot, gently rounding ourselves back up, taking our time nice and slowly, finding a seated position here, a little roll of those shoulders back. Let's try and sit up nice and tall. You've worked so hard today, and we've really found some powerful movement, and hopefully we're feeling like we might even be sitting or standing that little bit taller than compared to when we started. We're going to reach those arms up. Exhale, we release. We're coming up again. Exhale, we release. Final time. Coming up. Those palms are going to find each other, and on our next exhale, we float them all of the way down. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you enjoyed that. Do let me know how you've got on. Thank you. Bye-bye.